To keep the thing. So this van has a electrical problem, and it turns out that it's the battery. He plugged the first one on charge and it seems to be working all right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the batteries out of this, and then hopefully we can sort it out. So changing batteries in this, and then hopefully getting back to the generator. Fixing a generator, which I've only got to connect the battery up and sort of wiring out, to changing lights and putting a grass strut on there. These are just rough temporary jobs just to get the job done, because these are rough work trucks, but they've still got to obey by the law. So I've undone the 2 bolts, and theoretically speaking I can't find any more bolts. It sort of allows me to take that off. But if we have a look in here, there is poppers, so they pop in. Is that the right one? Must be that one I'm after anyway. I'd say by the looks of it. Would it be that one? Ooh, I don't know. Oh, it should tell me on there. So we'll take this off, and then we've got to put in a trailer socket at the same time. So that one undone. That one's come right out. And here we are. So we'll unplug, plug and play. So that is simple, and then we will take that off, put that in there, and we should be good. Fixing the transit van, which is a solenoid that connects, it's just like a starter solenoid. It's R1 is what it's on the description. That wasn't making contact as soon as the vehicle touched. We took it off, tapped it around a bit, put it back on, it somehow worked, so a new one's on order. We've replaced all the bolts in here, put new bolts in there. This is all back together. We literally crimped this all back up. We've just got to literally make a battery clamp, put the batteries in, and I think this one's ready to go. I don't know the history of this one. I know it had the new piston rings and all that put in it, but I'm basically finishing up someone else's work. But I think they had it running. I'm pretty sure they said they had it running, so that's a bonus. And today's job is working on a Mitsubishi L200 starter motor. So basically what happened here is we have a piece on there which sort of sits in there with a little bit of wire in there, which basically stops it from this, when it flies out, going too far and hitting the casing in there, which I don't know if you can see, but it's in a bit of a mess. So just got to put grease on it, put it back together, and then that'll be job done, and then hopefully get back to my own jobs. So what I'm up to. 1 minute I'm changing starter motors and sort of starter motors out to vans, to generators, to now flushing the system out of here. Flushed it all out, it was very dirty. Filled it back up, got antifreeze in it, and we've also changed the fuel filter, topped up power steering fluid. We're about to drop the oil, we'll take it for a run, warm it up, and we've also got to sort out, hopefully we can get one of them. As you can see, they've put a new one on, but they didn't put the split pin in, and they've lost the whole shebangs. So we're going to see if we can find one of them off an old Comet truck. Hopefully that might do the job. We will see. But other than that, it's not a bad little truck, to be fair. It's yes, it's had a hard life, it's done a lot of work, but it's done quite well for a, is that a Vico? I'm sure it's an Iveco. There you go, it's an Iveco. Can't tell you the model of it because it's not written on there. Oh, I suppose I could actually. It's an Iveco Ford truck. There you go. There's all your information. And it's got a high ab on it as well, so it makes it even better to sort of drive around on. Got a hydraulic leak there, slight hydraulic leak. And then we've got to also sort out, and this one comes with a compressor on it as well. It can engage with PTO, but we've got to get a few little jobs done to it, and then we're on to another job. So I thought I'd just show you this. Sorry that there's only little clips, but we're constantly doing odd. So how you doing? I'm sorry about the clips that you just watched previously a few minutes ago. They are something that I've been up to through the week. So the first thing I done was, I think, was the Ford van. it had a charging problem, wasn't charging its second battery. It actually bugged up the battery. Ford is prone to this. We found out internally. I couldn't record because there's always people around towards the end of what I've been doing, so I'll try and get better footage this next week or what I'm up to. But basically, there's a relay in there that you start off one battery, and then once the vehicle's running, it then connects the second battery for running the ECU and all that. That solenoid, which is R1, a little grey solenoid that connects two things together, which is meant to make contact, wasn't making perfect contact. We took it out, played around with it, and put it back in. It actually worked, so I think he's ordered another one. For the generator, she's all put together, but sadly someone else had already pulled it apart and put it partly together, and I'm hoping that I've found all the bits that need to be put into it, and hopefully they didn't miss anything internally. We haven't actually started it yet because it's sort of a rainy, wet day one. For the Mitsubishi L200, the starter motor, we had pulled all that apart. We rebuilt it all up because they said that the solenoid wasn't, the gear on the end wasn't engaging far enough, and the little washer that stops it from sort of flying off was actually broken. So we took it all apart, replaced that. Sadly, due to the fact is that we then put it on the vehicle and tried it, and it would turn the vehicle over, but after about half a turn, quarter of a turn, it felt like it was teeth missing on the flywheel, and it just sits there spinning. But as soon as you stop and do it again, it works. So we're not sure if it's the actual gearing that's making it slip back, or if it's the solenoid is weakening. So we've got to look into that. Plus the oil pan is leaking on that L200 as well. So we've got wishbones to sort out. For the truck, we just gave that just a little quick overhaul. We changed the fuel filters, and we also changed the water in the coolant system. Gave it a new fresh up with antifreeze. We've still got an oil service to do on it, and sort out the brake actuator. Can't seem to find a bolt that threads onto that nut, or onto that threaded part, so we can make a cleaves up to clip onto the actual brake actuator. So that was a bit of a pain in the bum. For the forklift, we sorted out the forklift. I haven't got any pictures or video of that, but we actually sorted out the forklift. Malibu, is that Malibu or Manitou? Forklift load all. Basically their door catch had all broken up, and they made a bodge job, so we had modified a Land Rover Defender back door catch to go in there. We then cleaned up the catch for the top window, got all that work, and had to extend the catch a little bit further than what it should be, because they've originally bent the door because the strap was gone and it went around and hit the wheel. So we put a bit of chain in there and stopped that up. To hold the door back, because the back catch was broken, we then used one of those trailer latches that you just like sort of flip over and it latches in. We drilled a hole through the corner of the door and then have it so you just put that on. It's not perfect, but these jobs are not there to look good. They're there to do a purpose and get the jobs done that the machine needs to be used for. The next job I think could probably be on the line, maybe the L200 or a dumper. We'll look into that, but we'll get on to that for next week. I haven't really done anything other than I've had to fix my Rover. The alternator that I put on a while ago on my Defender, the nut had come off. I'm not sure why, but it had come off, and the pulley had sort of bored itself right out. In fact, I could actually show you the pulley because I've got it sitting in the house here. So this is the pulley right here. I don't know if you'll be able to have a good sort of view of it in there, but that's looking straight down, that's looking at quite an angle, so it bored itself out quite a bit, and it's meant to be straight. If you have a good look inside there, you can actually see that it's beveled itself right out and made quite a mess. I'm hoping to put this on a lathe, and the plan is to bore it out to a bigger diameter and then make a sleeve to sweat in there, and then maybe even weld sleeve up and then bore it back out to diameter, or fill this all up with weld and then bore it out that way. Haven't decided yet, but that's something that we'll have to look into. Sorry it's not much. I will try to get more, but at the moment days are short and working long hours trying to make money to do other projects, so we're getting stuck into it. We've still got the trailer to finish off. We've got the drawbar bit to finish off, prop shafts to take off, and a few other things to take off. Hopefully we'll get stuck into that this week in the evenings. If not, we'll get stuck into it following weekend. Next weekend we'll be doing sheep work. We're taking the rams off because we've been there for 6 weeks. Most people leave them on for 12, we leave them on for 6. That way we don't have any younger lambs coming out through the Christmas period. Maybe once we're there all the time, it'll be a bit better, but at the moment we're just focusing on that. So, but thanks for watching, and don't forget to comment, rate and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.